Hi, everyone. My name is Brian Wint. I'm the coordinator of transfer affairs here at MassBay Community College. Thank you for watching this video on STEM transfer. Just want to thank the STEM division for inviting me to speak to you today. What we're going to do today is do a transfer workshop online where I'll give you kind of the nuts and bolts of transfer, but with the STEM focus. And then after I do the workshop virtually, I'll show you some online resources that can help you out. All right, so what we're going to do first is go to the transfer workshop. So let me just bring that up on the screen so you guys can see it. Okay. And this is our transfer workshop. I use this great program called Prezi to kind of give you guys an overview. At MassBay, we have a lot of different STEM programs. Life science, general studies, biotech, engineering, computer science, CIS, computer information systems, a variety of different IT programs. So that's what our focus will be today. But what I wanted to show you was this, our general transfer curriculum and what we try to follow. So as you can see, the road to transfer, it's a little long. It can be a little confusing, but as long as you're using the resources available here at MassBay, including your faculty, advisors like myself, some outside resources, I think that you'll be fine and you'll be able to find a path that works for you. The first thing we like to talk about is exploration. In your first semester of college, you're typically taking introductory coursework. Maybe if you're a computer science major, you're taking intro to computer science. We want you to have a variety of different courses to introduce you to the field. And all of our STEM programs do that. But during this time, you also want to review these fields and see what is a good fit for you. Are you looking at different careers? What do the careers require in regard to credential? Can you get by with a certificate? Do you want more upward mobility with an associate degree or bachelor's degree or higher? So what you want to do is basically work on your transition from high school to here and use available resources to help you out. And during this checklist, you want to kind of develop an academic plan with your advisor. You can utilize some resources on our transfer advising website, which I'll show you after our presentation today. You also can use a variety of career counseling tools. I like the Mass CIS profile, which helps students kind of find out what their skill set is, their personality, what might be some good fields for them to consider. As you're developing an academic plan, you're going to do some research as well. So for example, here, this is a life science degree at MassBay. You can see that it's 65 to 67 credits, slight typo there. We'll get that fixed. But what you'll see is that most students in this program are going to transfer on from biology and chemistry. And this program has transfer agreements that will serve students. That said, even though we have a transfer agreement, students still need to work with their academic advisor to review curriculums at other schools. So for example, a life science major here, a biology major, could also be liberal arts, general studies, or life science. And really, what the curriculum is telling you at the next school is going to help you decide what curriculum is best for you. So for example, here, this is the Framingham State biology major. And this applies to anybody in any STEM field. It doesn't matter if you're computer science or engineering, you want to do this work. At a school like Framingham State, you'll notice that their students only have to take pre-calculus. They don't have to take a higher level math. You'll see every school has a different flow sheet. This is general education on the left, and then core courses here. I'll show you a course equivalency that will help out with this in the future. But at Framingham State, more of a teaching university, not as much research. Students are taking pre-calc in a form of biostatistics or statistics at their school. In life science, we now have the flexibility that you can take pre-calculus as your math requirement, and then as a program elective, take the appropriate course. So if you're going to Framingham State, you'd probably take statistics. Let's jump forward. Maybe you're looking at UMass Amherst. This is a flow sheet for UMass Amherst. You'll notice that their students have to take stats and they start at Calc 1. They may even have to take an advanced Calc 2 if they're looking at another program. So in this case, when you go back to a life science degree, I would probably recommend a student take math. The math requirement is pre-calc, and then for their program elective, take Calc 1. No right or wrong answer here. This is what advising is. It's really looking at, especially in regard to transfer, it's important that we look at ourselves as a program, as an institution, and what our curriculums say. But the great thing about transfer and why I like my job is that it's kind of a puzzle. We need to try to figure it out and look at what a state university may want versus a research institution versus an Ivy League. They all may want something a little bit different. What are you looking for as a student? And that's going to help dictate what program you're going to be in here at MassBay. So I hope you guys understand that. You have to do some curriculum review. Most of these tools can be found on our website for top institutions that our students transfer to, or you can look at the advising pages at four-year schools or the major itself, and you'll usually find some core courses, and you'll see some differences there. Another example I like to show is, hey, maybe you're biology, but you're looking at going on for med school or pharmacy. This is Mass College of Pharmacy, and this is the courses they recommend their students take to be prepared for their doctorate of pharmacy program. You'll notice that you have to take Calc 2. In this case, and there's also some more flexibility, they want some more general education, humanities, social science. So because of that, this is an instance where a student may review all of our curriculums here at MassBay and say, I really need liberal arts or general studies to give myself some more flexibility with the electives. So I hope you guys understand that. I know I'm jumping around a little bit, hopefully not making you dizzy, but there's a lot of comparison here that students have to look at. We have over 80 programs at MassBay Community College. They all transfer differently. They all have different flexibility in electives. And because of that, you're going to get some different advice. Your faculty may tell you one thing, a professional person or a four-year school may tell you another. Our job as an advising staff and as a transfer advisor is really to present all the options to you and have you make a decision. But ultimately, our students do very well. I think we'll find a pathway that works for you. Moving along, we ask for students to start to comprehend. Once you get, into your second semester, you're starting to understand your academic plan and what we have to offer here at MassBay. You're starting to review our transfer agreements and how they work for different institutions. And we also want to help you make some different goals and start looking at the finances of your education as well. As you continue to comprehend the transfer process, you'd probably schedule a more in-depth one-on-one meeting with myself or a four-year school you're considering. As I talked about earlier, we have a variety of different transfer agreements. We have some via our Mass Transfer program. Mass Transfer has a variety of different agreements. Most of our STEM agreements are under what we call an ATA agreement, an additional transfer agreement. We also have private articulation agreements with four-year schools. So for example, our computer science students, some consider the evening program at BU. Some of our IT students consider the evening program at Northeastern. They provide a tremendous value and allow our students to work during the day. So we have traditional transfer agreements for day programs. This is an agreement with Regis, which some of our students in biotech and biology have used because it's a nearby institution and a smaller institution. But we also have those private partnerships with BU, Northeastern. But a lot of our students, our top transfer schools tend to be UMass Boston, Framingham State, UMass Lowell, UMass Amherst as well. As you're progressing through your education, we want to try to help you make a connection with the schools you're considering. So you're taking an in-depth look at the schools that you're considering. And when I say do that, not just looking at course-to-course equivalencies and things like that, I want you to take a look at the institution. What type of work are their faculty doing? What type of research opportunities exist? Are you considering graduate school? What type of graduate programs exist? And that's where we want you to start to make a connection with the next institution. At MassBay, we usually have connections, an admissions representative we can connect you with at a specific institution. So if you're looking at UMass Lowell, you would probably talk to Deborah Smith or Ellen Humphrey. If you're looking at UMass Boston, Michael Parcella. So we always can talk to our transfer partners and connect you to someone specifically. Take a tour, sit in on a class. You can do this at any point of the transfer process, but if you're into your last semester or going into your last year and you've already narrowed down the schools based on their offering, now it's a better time to probably get an in-depth look at the school. You're going to be spending a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of your resource at these schools, so you want to make sure that it's the right fit for you. We always talk about financial aid and scholarships. A lot of students rely on institutional aid filling out the FAFSA, but other scholarships may exist. We have simplified application for those students that are graduating. If you're using a mass transfer application, this is what that form would look like. And if you're considering a private institution, some schools may have you fill out the Common App. BU, Northeastern have students fill out the Common Application. So we give you some clear instructions on how to do that. When you're doing the applications are pretty straightforward. If you're graduating, they may not even ask you for a recommendation or even a letter of reference. They're really accepting you off of your own merit and what you've completed here at MassBay. If you're transferring early, then students will typically have to do the application as stated on their website. When you're completing your degree here at MassBay, we just expect that you meet with an academic advisor, make sure you've completed all of your degree requirements, that you apply for graduation, that you review your acceptance package and you understand what credit is remaining, your transfer credit audit, financial aid as presented. And you have to always make sure you send a final transcript from MassBay. A lot of students do forget to do that. At that point, you've graduated, and then you'll be moving on to the next institution. Let's show you a few resources that I like to show students. Transfer and career advising really go hand in hand. So I try to tell students to look at Occupational Outlook. So for example, for those of you in the computer and computer science, IT, information system fields, if you're reviewing the different jobs that are available, you might notice that like a web developer here can maybe get by with an associate's degree. But if you're going to be a software developer, a database administrator, you're then looking at a bachelor's degree. Why is this important? It's very important because, as I mentioned, we have a lot of programs here at the school. Some are more set up for traditional transfer pathways. Some are set up more for workforce development. They all have different needs. They all have different functions. And I assure you, we'll always try to find a transfer option that works for you. But if you think you're going to be going on for some of the fields that require a bachelor's degree, then in this case, you would probably be looking at CIS or computer science as a major. But if you're looking at something like web development and some of the other IT certificates, then you might be fine with a certificate or associate degree only. I like to talk about upward mobility. You always want to give yourself an opportunity to be able to increase your salary, increase your standing. Anything that can give you upward mobility in the workplace is important. At MassBay, at massbay.edu/transfer, we have a lot of different resources you can look at. Our transfer guidebook, our different mass transfer approvals, and on the right side, you'll see a variety of different links. One of the most popular links is course equivalencies, where a student can go in and look at how their courses will transfer from one school to another. Coming in about December 2015 or January 2016, a new statewide equivalency website will be going live. So you'll see this information change in the upcoming months. But keep in mind, massbay.edu/transfer. This is where you'll find a lot of our core information for transfer advising. The Mass Transfer website is also good, mass.edu/masstransfer. You'll see a link for it on our transfer advising page. This is where you can view our mass transfer agreements. And this is where you see important notes for a program. So for example, if you're a biotechnology student and you're looking at UMass Amherst, UMass is telling you that this program is approved, but they really need you to take pre-calculus. Biotech allows for you to take college algebra or pre-calc. That's fine. But if a student is looking at Amherst for biology, they have to take that higher level course. Same thing is true with a school like UMass Lowell. Because their students are taking Calculus 1 in their first semester. Same thing is true if you look at a program like CIS, approved at Framingham State for Business and Information Technology. In computer science here, you'll see some additional links, information about how that program will transfer over. We only approve a program if 60 or more credits will transfer for an associate degree, which is a really good standard practice to have. Don't want to keep you too long. I know that we've gone through a lot of information in a relatively short amount of time, but please keep in mind we are here to help you out. You can always contact us by calling academic advising. You can email general questions to transfer@massbay.edu. I'm here on the Wellesley campus. If you have any questions, we can always touch base. I do walk-in appointments on Mondays, or you can make an individual appointment. Just give us a call or contact us at transfer@massbay.edu. It was a pleasure talking to you today. I hope that you found some of the information helpful. I know I wasn't able to talk about every single major in detail, but that's why we're here. We can sit down, work with you one-on-one, especially during the general academic year. All right, please let me know if you have any questions. Once again, transfer@massbay.edu. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.